Back at Road America, the Road Race Showcase here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, the Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup. Good battling up front. We've got guys going all over the place trying to find a line to make a pass. Ryan Shims is still the leader. He's got 8 or 9 guys right behind him, really trying hard to get up there and challenge Elliott.
And I think they're going to. If you can watch them, they're closing that gap up a little bit, and I think they're going to be right on them. We're going to have a whole bunch of guys here racing for the lead shortly.
Todd Burris there in that blue 56 car, a little further back. We've got the 27, the 16 of Christian Frank going at it. That is a great fight for position. Robert Huffmaster in that silver and red Mazda. He was the driver who won in the rain at Mosport, probably hated it that it dawned beautiful here today, about 85 degrees, and the sun's been shining all weekend.
Yeah, he was so spectacular in the rain at Mosport. But, you know, these same guys are up there that we see every weekend, and these guys are trying to make a breakaway, and I think that Shims and Foss, being teammates, are doing everything they can to break away, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it with this group, because these cars seem to pick up a draft from a little way back.
Yeah, even at these speeds here, lap speeds here are only about 90 miles an hour. And if you're familiar with NASCAR or Indy cars or American Law Series cars, you'd think that drafting wouldn't be a big part of it at those speeds. But in this series, we see a lot of it.
Well, it is a big deal here because the cars aren't really aerodynamic in as far as the horsepower per the pushing of the air they're doing. But the other thing that happens here is when you're sitting in a group like this, and like Eric Foss is doing right now, when he's doing his braking tucked up underneath Shims, what happens is you don't have any of that force helping you brake the car, and you're using more brakes than the guy in front of you. So when you're sitting back in the pack, you're actually using more brakes than the guys in front unless you pull out to the side and get your car in the air.
Todd Burris has worked his way by Aaron Malkasian there. Burris in the blue car. He's up to 3rd right now. And Malkasian out of the draft. He's going to get shuffled back several spots. His teammate, young Christian Frank from California, had made a pass, had gotten by Huffmaster, and had moved up a spot. He's next in line in the other Alara car. That's the car with the red trim you see there.
Well, we'll see. Ara has not had some really good races lately. It's good to see him back up. He had some really excellent races last year. But let's see if he works together with Christian Frank and see if those guys can work their way through this field now that they've got the teammates back together.
Brad Rampelberg in the kind of light blue and white car. He is 4th right now. Your leader continues to be Ryan Shims out of Austin, Texas in the Airco entry. Eric Foss is the points leader, runs in 2nd. And you can see one other interesting thing as they come off that last turn and up the hill on the big front straightaway. Burris signaling he's going to make a left turn here. That's nice. You'd think of him as a Florida-based driver. He's kind of doing that retired folks thing there. He's got that left turn signal on as he goes up the hill. I don't know if that's a mistake or a courtesy for his fellow drivers. He's had it on since the car's rolled away from pit lane. I imagine he must have brushed the turn signal stalk on the steering column.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it off now, too. I don't know what that's about. But, you know, he got a draft by both leaders, and it shows you what that can do when you get back and get a run at somebody and go by both the leaders at one time.
Todd Burris takes over the lead as we complete 2 laps here at Road America, part of the Road Race Showcase. Good battle, the top 8, nose to tail. And what I was going to ask you about, Elliott, last time they came up the front stretch, we noticed some drivers trying to move to a different line on the straightaway, just trying to break the draft and get away from the cars behind them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'll do anything you can to get away. Oh, I guess that blinker is still on. My mistake. But, you know, you're going to try and break that draft any way you can because you want to get away from these guys. The smaller group you can get up front for the last few laps is the less guys you have to fight with and guys that are going to try some sort of bonsai move or something at that time.
So Todd Burris has elbowed his way to the lead over Ryan Shims. Now they come downhill, one of the fastest parts of the racetrack. And back there a little further, Christian Frank from Simi Valley, California, gets by his team owner, Aaron Malkasian, picks up another spot. Let's get on board here, the Alara, car number 11.
Yeah, and I think that Christian likes that spot. That's where he made the pass last time. So, you know, he must be getting a really good run through the kink, which in actual fact is kind of a scary spot because it is so fast and there is so little room and a wall at the outside. You have to really commit yourself to it.
Up the front straightaway, heading toward the start-finish line to put another lap on the board here. The Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup, race 4, halfway point of the 2008 season. Upcoming races at Trois-Rivières up in Quebec, Canada. We'll be out at Miller Motorsports Park in Utah. We'll be at New Jersey, the brand new Thunderbolt Raceway, New Jersey Motorsports Park, coming up in September. Here's Foss now taking a look to the inside as they head to turn 1.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of a surprise so early. You want to get yourself by the end of the race up in about the 2nd to 3rd spot because that'll give you a good draft coming up to the finish line. Boy, these guys are really aggressively
3 wide here, yeah.
Holy cow.
Who is that? That is the 70 car making a move to the inside. Yeah, that's Elevon Goulart from Connecticut.
Well, these guys use everything, the dirt, the grass, but they're having a heck of a race. And, you know, this is what's really fun about racing is when you can get in this close racing with some guys, because we haven't seen a lot of contact so far. It's just been really close racing and side by side.
Top two starting to break away, and they are side by side for the lead now. Todd Burris has his hands full. Ryan Shims gets back by on the inside.
Yeah, Shims seems to have a really good car here and seems to be able to get back up to the front. But I have a feeling that they're going to get by him again anyway, the way this is going so far. And these guys, they're not afraid to run side by side anywhere.
Voss and Burris now door to door for second. The teammates a little further back. Elevan Goulart there in the 70 car. Best run we've seen from him in a while. And Robert Huffmaster, they are side by side for position back around 6th and 7th. Now Shim's starting to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, we saw Fosby shuffle back there for a little bit, and it looks like Eric has been able to get through them again. And there's so much passing going on, it's hard to tell when somebody's going to make that move. But Shim seems to have a really good car here, as we saw in qualifying and again in the race.
Well, Team MER really turning in a great performance so far in the early laps at Road America. Shim's the leader, is in one of the MER entries. Foss in second, also in one of their cars. Todd Burris, though, third spot in the 56. That's the pancreaticcure.org machine. He has got a great run going so far. A handful of laps on the board, a lot more racing to come when we continue with coverage of the Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup.